back, everybody. In this video, we're going to go over the group that, in my opinion, had the best technical sound from a recording engineer standpoint. And that group is Steely Dan. Formed in 1972, Steely Dan, their two original members were Walter Becker and Donald Fagen. They became legendary in the rock scene, and really the engineer that really shined there was Roger Nichols. Roger was with them from their beginning to 2002, when Becker and Fagen, in the middle of recording an album, inexplicably fired them. It's still unknown. We still don't know what happened. Anyhow, Walter Becker passed away in 2017 from complications with cancer, and Donald Fagen has continued to tour with the Steely Dan band. So in my opinion, why I think that they have the overall best sound is from the attention that was given to each individual instrument in their recording. The recording was done with the utmost of fidelity, attention to sonic detail, a mix that so that all instruments are heard, none are given undue priority. You'll often find a lot of times where if the lead guys are guitar players, they'll have the guitar way out front, or if it's a vocalist, they'll have their vocal too far out front, and things will get lost. Their albums are also notable for their characteristically warm and dry production sound. Hardly used any echo or any reverb. It was just such a natural, crisp, clear sound that I believe makes Steely Dan far different than everybody else. They combined so many musical genres as well. You'll hear jazz, you'll hear blues, you'll hear reggae, you'll hear Latin sounds, horns. They used backup singers that were gospel singers. So it was a very unique sound. They are also noted, Steely Dan, for using the best studio musicians at the time. Now, back in those days, every label or every studio just about had a Rolodex, back in the old Rolodex days, of studio musicians that were always on call that they would be able to call. And let's say Liberty had Mike Condello as a guitar guy that would give him a call. He'd come into the studio, he'd lay down the guitar track, move on to the next one. Oftentimes, sometimes these guys weren't noticed or weren't even given their due on the album itself. The forming members of Steely Dan, again, were Walter Becker and Donald Fagen. But you had Jeff Skunk Baxter that did guitars. He did some backup vocals from 72 to 74. Denny Diaz, Jim Hodder, David Palmer, Royce Jones, Michael McDonald from the Doobies. He did some keyboards and backup vocals, and he contributed in the studio in 1980. And Jeff Porcaro, drums also. So really some of the best musicians that were out there, comprised them all together. I happen to have Steely Dan, the Royal Scam, for sale, and here it is. The Royal Scam, we have this one for sale. It's available on Discogs for $49.95. So if you want to check that out, I'll provide a link below. And thanks for joining. Keep listening, keep playing those LPs, and we'll see you next time. Bye.